Good morning. Amen, I agree. Yeah, that's all I can say is bro. That's all I can say at this point. Good morning to you as well. Good morning, good morning. Listen, I just want to say this. As Christians, and I'm only talking to Christians, you know, professing believers in Christ, who strive to live holy, who strive to have a biblical worldview in all situations. Morning, dear. The shooting that happened, I believe, on yesterday. I think the gentleman's name was Philando, Castile. And, hope I'm not mispronouncing the name. But that video, I would probably say, is the most disturbing video that I've seen, even outside of the Alton Sterling case. And I believe that the Philando Castile. I posted the video up. Another person was shot and killed. Just less than 24 hours ago. Yeah, another one, man. Another one. I want to say this because, well, first off, let me just say, I don't blame you. I was struggling not to watch it. People kept sending it to me, and so since I do social commentary and do radio shows, I watched it, and I must say that I was in tears. That one really got me. That one got me a lot. If what happened in that video, if proven, and I'm using these words if in big bold letters in all caps, okay? Because none of us were there for the Alton Sterling situation. None of us were there for the Philando Castile situation. None of us were there in any of these situations that happened unless we are actually there. So that's what I'm saying. As Christians, we need to have a biblical worldview and understanding of what we're talking about. So that's why I'm prefacing my statement with if. With a conditional statement. If what that woman said in that video was true and is proven by a court of law, then that man who killed that passenger, from what I understand, he was a passenger, he was not a driver, he needs to be locked up and never to see the light of day. Unless he's having recreation outside on the jail yard. If he was the driver and he was asked to produce license and registration or whatever the case might be, and from what I understand in the video, and I'm just going by what the video said, if he was told to produce whatever documentation and he did that and he complied with that, and this man was needlessly shot, then that cop needs to do time. Bottom line. If he was a passenger, I'm not understanding why you would need to see someone's identification if you're a passenger. So I'm just going based on what the information that was stated in the video. Now, and again, I may want to watch the video again if I get my bearings together. But it looked like the steering wheel was on the right side. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen cars with the steering wheel on the right side until I was overseas. Most cars in the U.S. Our phone flip the view. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So, but it just seemed kind of funny to me. It seemed kind of funny to me. So I think bottom line, if he was, that's what I'm saying. If he was the driver, and he was, asked to produce documentation, license, or registration, whatever it is. Like here in Texas, our registration is on our windshield. You just would be asked to produce your license. But if he complied, I'm just saying, if he complied to whatever commands that officer told him, and he was shot anyway, and I understand that he was a CHL carrier, he was a licensed gun carrier, then I don't understand how this would be anything less than a conviction. And so I'm not a police officer, I'm not a lawyer, I'm just a Christian. I'm pro-compliance, and I do believe that all lives matter, even the lives of those who break the law. Even those who break the law, their lives still matter, because they're going to spend eternity somewhere. They're going to spend eternity somewhere. All the recording shows is after the fact that the man was shot. She starts recording the situation after her boyfriend was shot. Blood all over his shirt, and man is gasping for air. Officer, you see the officer outside the windows to have his gun poised at the guy, screaming expletives, and she tells the cop that you told him to surrender his license and registration. You told him to do that. And so there was some back and forth between the cop and the young lady. But bottom line, this situation is not like the Alton Sterling situation. And here's the reason why I'm saying that. One died, if the facts are true. If the facts are true. Now, I just need to be careful as a Christian, because being black has something to do with this situation. And this is why I want to talk about this. And this is why I want to tell people tomorrow night to join us on the Zoom chat. Okay? Because we're going to be talking about this on tomorrow on the Zoom chat. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. We're going to talk about blacks. We're going to talk about the justice system, and we're going to talk about the gospel. So the guy died, unfortunately. And if this man died because of what this cop did, according to the video, then this man needs to go to jail. Period. Bottom line. Bottom line. Man, bye. Holler at you later. Matter of fact, I don't even know why you're in here. You can leave or I can block you. Which one you want? Get the heck off my scope, idiot. You trying to be an idiot. I'm being biblical. So take your behind somewhere else. I'm not even in the mood to deal with anybody's foolishness today. Take your behind somewhere else. Go to the garden, whatever your name is. So I'm not even trying to deal with no foolishness today. So anyway, as I was saying before, I was interrupted by an idiot. If what was said in this video actually happened and it was according to what went down, the cop needs to go to jail. I'm still pro-compliance, because the Bible tells me as a Christian to submit to every God-ordained institution. It does not mean that we are not to speak out against what we see as wrong. It does not mean that we cannot use the appropriate God-given means and measures to challenge unlawful and unbiblical authority. But you do not do it through street justice. Street justice would get you killed. You do it through the justice system that God has allowed us to have by his providence and sovereign rule in this country. Oh, see what? Don't go there yet, Joyce, because I'm going to discuss that tomorrow. Trust me. Don't put my notes out there yet. Don't put my notes out there yet, sister. Trust me. I got several questions to ask about the Alton Sterling situation. This is why I'm saying his death, as unfortunate as it was, is not the same. It's not the same. And so I'm going to ask several questions regarding that. And it does matter what you're doing, because, and let me just briefly say this. Based on what happened, what is a man doing at 12:30 at night? Convicted felon. I'm talking about Alton Sterling. Convicted felon. 12:30 at night. selling illegal CDs. Sex offender. Now, I'm not a PO. I'm not a judge. I'm not a cop. I just think, just in my mind, as a Christian, just psycho talking. Black man, 12:30 at night. You already got a felony on your record. You're selling illegal merchandise. You got a gun, which is already a criminal offense. When you're a sex offender, you're not allowed to carry a weapon. Period. I learned that in my CHL class. So, what you doing at 12:30 at night? Selling illegal music, and you're not at home. You don't have a night job because the job that you have right now is illegal. So, I'm going to ask that question tomorrow night, and maybe somebody can give me a biblical answer for that. Because I said before, every action has an equal or opposite reaction. If I'm out at 12:30 at night, it's going to be for a justified reason. It's not going to be out there hustling, quote unquote, illegal music and selling illegal CDs. You can choose your choices, but you cannot choose the consequences. So this Alton Sterling situation and this situation with this man that died in Minnesota are two diametrically contrasting, opposing situations. And my issue is, for us as Christians in this country, we better start having a biblical worldview. Better start having a biblical worldview, because when you let people like Bizzle and Lecrae and Thizzle, why would grown men have stage names like that? Not just use their name, but anyway. When you have people like Lecrae, Bizzle, and Thizzle and other artists that want to represent the church, say stupid stuff that they're saying now, they don't represent me. Anybody that supports Oprah and supports T.D. Jakes can't tell me anything about what goes on in the body of Christ. You need to step your theology up. If you were to step your theology up like you have your bar stepped up, you may be a danger to the enemy's camp, Mr. Bizzle and Lecrae. Now these people on this, Black Lives Matter stuff. And oh, by the way, before I go, let me just go ahead and upset you even more so. Any Christian that says Black Lives Matter, instead of saying all lives matter, then you're not being a Christian. Because last time I checked, go to my page, Vision on Duty. It's on my page. Somebody sent a screenshot of that stupid statement that Bizzle and Lecrae said. Two peas in the idiot pod. But last time I checked, Christ died for all kinds of lives. Black, white, yellow, red, black, Asian, whatever the case. He didn't just die for one kind of life. He died for all kinds of lives. So when people want to push this Black Lives Matter foolishness, garbage, you are an emissary of the enemy. You're speaking for the devil. You're not speaking for Christ. And I'll say that straight to your face with Bible in hand. We cannot allow the media to sucker us and to pimp us and to mind screw us into thinking that we are the target. Every situation with the cops is a different situation. And just like cops are sinners and cops mess up because they are fallen, I'm not making excuses for anything. If this man died needlessly, even if this man died in Baton Rouge, then let the consequences come. And may they serve their time in jail. But if it's the opposite, then it's an unfortunate situation. Lives were lost. But let's get off of this victimization. And let's get off this kick of thinking that cops are trying to kill us. Let me just say this. Cops are not targeting black folk. Black folk are targeting black folk. Let's talk about that. I'm not in fear for my life for the cops. Now, I know how to deal with this situation here. Because if this man complied, then it just sharpened my awareness. I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to comply with that. I'll even step out of the car if I need to step out of the car so that officer will feel safe. I'm just saying. But I don't want people to think that complying to the law is useless. It's not useless. The Bible tells us if we suffer for doing what is right, we are blessed. But we need to deal with both sides of this issue. We can't take this mindset and let the world and let so-called professing Christians who have a sloppy, unbiblical worldview regarding these matters think that we don't have anything. Block that fool. That we don't have anything to say regarding these issues. We do, and it's time for us to speak out. Lecrae does not speak for me. Bizzle does not speak for me. Listen, don't only take my word for it. Read their statements. Read their recent posts on what they're saying about this. Black lives are not the only lives that matter. All lives. Babies' lives matter. I don't see anybody raising a fuss about that. Aborted babies' lives matter in the black womb. 2,005 lives have been lost or shot and killed in Chicago alone in 1 year. That's 4 times as much as cops have killed black people. Some unjustified, some have not been. And the law needs to deal with that. But you're going to tell me that the cops are killing us at a more fast and rapid pace than we're killing ourselves? No. Miss me with that. Go sit down and have several seats in an open stadium with that foolishness. What I'm saying today is that we as Christians need to have a biblical worldview. We need to deal with these issues, and then you need to know who you're voting for if you're going to vote. Some of y'all going to vote for Hillary because you're idiots. Some of y'all going to vote for Trump because you're idiots. These people don't support a biblical agenda. I'm going to stay home during election season because neither of these people care about the God that I serve, let alone the people that are supposed to represent God. But that's just me. So I got to go. But yeah, we need to pray for our leaders. Yeah, we need to pray for them, but we're not to promote ungodly leaders. That's the difference. I pray for all kinds of people. I pray for all kinds of leaders, but I'm not supporting any leader that is not in support of the true leader of all leaders, and that's the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So I'm staying my black behind home this election season like I did the last 2 cycles. Period. Bottom line. Don't care. But I'm going to keep my mouth open. I'm going to keep speaking out and speaking up for anything that I see that goes on in this country, that goes on especially, particularly in the church. It's time for the church to wake up. Judgment begins in the house of God. It does not begin in the House of Representatives. Begins in the house of God. I'm done. If I have time, maybe later on today, I may talk about it some more, but join us tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, we're going to be discussing this issue. Myself, Brother Rico Gibson, Sister Sydney Seymour, we're going to be discussing this on Zoom. Get the Zoom app. We're going to be discussing blacks, the justice system, and the gospel. We're going to be discussing all of it in these recent events that have taken place in our world. All right? You have a great day. Love you guys. God bless. Just had to block one more fool. Later.